All right, all right. Hey, welcome everybody to tonight's version of 30 and 30, 30 trivia questions in 30 minutes. It's also the beginning of our May competition. I mentioned it a few times before, but what we have are a couple of humongous prizes, as well as some smaller ones that will go to other teams as well. It's a competition where everyone has a chance to win, meaning if you play, you're in the hat to be drawn as a winner. If you win, you get your name in 3 times for that night. If you come in second, you get your name in 2 times. If you come in third, you get your name in first. Okay. I've attached a link to a video that you can watch that tells you more about it, so we don't spend a lot of time before the night tonight going through it. But the more you play, the more chances you have to win, but everybody has a chance. The one thing is you must sign your team into the tournament on trivtrack.com. So the drawings at the end of May, that will be in that video, more information on there. So let's get started with tonight's version of 30 and 30. It's online edition number 23, also Margarita Monday. Welcome everybody. So it is May 4th. So that means a couple things. A lot of the geeks, as I know you guys are trivia geeks, call this May the 4th be with you. So we're representing that partly tonight. It's also not so great moments in history. Those will be represented tonight in questions as well. If you're playing, I want to see pictures of you. Now, I know my friends in Vermont, my baseball team, the Black Sox, they're joining in tonight. Guys, take a picture. Let me see you. Got my hat on. All right. Here's what you're going to do. If you haven't done it yet, go to Bitly, the Bitly link that's on the screen. That's how you use our score sheet, okay? It's a multiple choice round for round number 1. Let's move on to round 1. Make sure you hit submit at the end as well. Some people haven't done that. So here we go with round number 1. Every question has 4 options with it. Starting out with number 1. In Game of Thrones, the Iron Throne was made for what king? Aerys II, Aegon, Joffrey, or Robert Baratheon? Now, I did not watch this show, I'm embarrassed to say, so my pronunciation may be incorrect. Therefore, I'm not going to read them again. I'm just going to take a sip. With that, let's move on to question number 2. What event, held interrupted since 1875 and almost always the first weekend in May, has been postponed this year until September? Is that the Kentucky Derby, the Boston Marathon, South by Southwest Film Festival, or Major League Soccer Opening Day? Once again, if you're signed into our Bitly link, choose A, B, C, or D for question number 2. Question number 3. Florence Nightingale became known as the Lady with the Lamp during which war? Was that World War I, the U.S. Civil War, choice B, choice C is the Crimean War, and choice D is the Korean War? Which war was Florence Nightingale? When did she become known as the Lady with the Lamp? Is that World War I, U.S. Civil War, Crimean War, or Korean War? With that, let's move on to question number 4. What's the name of Linus and Lucy's little brother? Is his name Shermie, A, B, Rerun, C, Pigpen, or D, Franklin? Now, as you play tonight, folks, we've added an extra feature. The number, the question number, has a circle going around it. That's showing you how much time you have left on each of these questions. Also helps the hosts with timing of the night, because we're trying to get through 30 questions in 30 minutes. And as you can see, we're at the end of number 4. Let's move on to number 5. What was Dick Cheney's last gig before the vice presidency? Was he Secretary of Defense, B, Chief of Staff, C, Secretary of State, or D, Secretary of the Interior? Question number 5 of round 1. It's my last day in Key West here on May 4th, heading back to Vermont. Question number 6. What is the name of the Michigan governor, the target of the armed protesters who stormed the Capitol building, showing their opposition to the social distancing mandates? That might sound aggressive. She wasn't really the physical target, except they wanted to approach her and protest in that way. Is that Kim Reynolds, Kate Brown, Gretchen Whitmer, or Janet Mills? Question number 6. On to number 7. What word describes a group of crows? Are they called a gang, a murder, a chatter, or a cluster? Number 7 of round 1. What word describes a group of crows? What do you say we move on to question number 8 of round 1? Who was the first Black American pictured on a U.S. postage stamp? Is that A, Joe Louis, B, Frederick Douglass, C, Harriet Tubman, or D, Booker T. Washington? Your four choices for question number 8 of round 1. If you haven't played before, round 1's miscellaneous. Round 2 is short answer. Round 3 is a picture round, which is also a short answer round, but it is a visual round. On to number 9. When Mount St. Helens erupted on May 18th, 1980, how many people were killed in that eruption? Was it A, 0, B, 1, C, 57, or D, 692? Some variety there. So if you have an idea about how many people were killed, you should be able to choose. Question number 10 of round 1. To the Japanese, are Kirin, Sapporo, Asahi, and Suntory, are they A, makes of cars, B, Shinto deities, C, types of sushi, or D, brands of beer? To the Japanese, are those 4 things makes of cars, Shinto deities, types of sushi, or brands of beer? And that's where we're finishing up round number 1. Make sure when you finish your choices, you hit the submit button. That sends it to our spreadsheet, which we then go through and correct those. So we have had some people not hit that appropriately, and we didn't have their scores for one round. Okay, so if you're joining us for round 2, if you just joined and you're not on our score sheets, you can go to this bit.ly link as we move on to round number 2. It happened on May 4th. So sort of a historical round, but all about one day, May 4th. So we'll move on to this round, and then we have a little May the 4th be with you round for round number 3. Here we go with round number 2. It happened on May 4th. Question number 1. What smallest U.S. state was the first American colony to renounce allegiance to King George III? They did that on May 4th, 1776. Question number 1. So again, every question, I should say, in this round is an event that happened on May 4th throughout history. With that, let's move on to question number 2. Question 2. In 2014, 3 people are killed and 62 injured in a pair of bombings on buses in what Kenyan capital? Question 2 of round 2. And as I said, we have our slides self-timing now. what we did was we added a little extra time with each question in round 2 so that because it's not multiple choice, so that you have time to type those answers in on our Google Forms answer sheets. And with that, what do you say we move on to question number 3 of round 2? In 1972, the Don't Make a Wave Committee, a fledgling environmental organization founded in Canada in 1971, officially changed its name to what current moniker? What are they called now? Once again, cheers to my Black Sox baseball brothers out there. Thanks for joining in tonight. Glad to see you guys. Thank you all for joining on our first night of our May competition. Question number 4. What French emperor arrived at Porto Fierro on the island of Elba on May 4th, 1814, to begin his exile? That's question 4 of round number 2. We're going to call this our Spring Fling tournament. Spring Fling 2020. Let's move on to question number 5 of round 2. In 1994, Israeli Prime Minister Rabin and PLO leader Arafat signed a peace accord granting self-rule in what war-torn strip? In 1994, back in 94, on May 4th, the Israeli Prime Minister and PLO leader signed a peace accord granting self-rule in what war-torn strip? Question 5 of round 2. Let's move on to number 6. On May 4th, 2012, American rapper and director who used the stage name MCA passed away. What groundbreaking group did he found in 1978? That's question number 6 of round 2. More known as a rapper than a director, but he did both. And there it is, question number 6 of round 2. Let's move on to number 7. Question 7. In 1989, concerning the Iran-Contra affair, what former White House aide was convicted of 3 crimes and acquitted of 9 other charges? All those convictions are later overturned on appeal. That's question number 7 of round 2. So looking for the former White House aide that was convicted of 3 crimes and acquitted of 9 other charges in the Iran-Contra affair back in '89. On to question number 8. On May 4th, 1970, the Ohio National Guard shot and killed 4 unarmed students at what state school? So back in 1970, May 4th, the Ohio National Guard shot and killed 4 unarmed students at what state school? You can ask Neil Young. And hey, thanks for joining us. We're here this week. We're here Monday and Wednesday. We're doing a special one on the weekend. We'll let you know more about that. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. On to question number 9. First imprisoned on May 4th, 1932, where he was officially diagnosed with syphilis and gonorrhea, what man is now buried in Hillside, Illinois? His grave is a tourist attraction. The reason why the diseases are important is because they played a part in his decline and death. So first imprisoned back in 1932 on this day. He's now buried at Hillside, Illinois. And with that, let's move on to number 10. In 1979, who became the first female prime minister of the United Kingdom? Hopefully finishing off this round on a good note with this last question. In 1979, who became the first female prime minister of the United Kingdom? And that's it for round number 2. Finish up your answers. Make sure you hit submit. Okay? Make sure you hit submit. We'll give a little time here in between these 2 rounds for you to do so. It's the beginning of our Spring Fling competition through the month of May. We've got a 2-night stay at Key West Hospitality Inns. We've got a gift certificate for a sunset cruise for 2 through Sebago Water Sports down here in Key West. We've got gift certificate for Bad Boy Burrito, which is a restaurant down here, a top end restaurant run by a couple friends of mine, and some things from a couple breweries. I'll tell you more through the answers. B, John. The Kentucky Derby was canceled, or postponed, I should say, until September 2020. The Crimean War, C, is the answer. Answer to number 4 is Rerun, B, Linus and Lucy's younger brother. Dick Cheney was the Secretary of Defense, A. Answer to number 5. Gretchen Whitmer is the Michigan governor, the current Michigan governor. A group of crows is called a murder, B. Number 8, Joe Louis was the first Black American pictured on a U.S. postage stamp. Number 9, there were 57 people killed with Mount St. Helens back in the early 80s. Brands of beer, the one you might recognize, Sapporo. All right. So, hey, what we're going to do, we're going to move on to round number 3. If you're just joining us and you want to join in, there's your bit.ly link. Basically, that puts you in touch, so to speak, with our score sheets. You can play the last round, and that will make you registered for our competition that's happening this month. You'll get a name in the hat for playing tonight. Round 3 is May the 4th be with you. All questions concerning Star Wars representations on TV. Let's move on to round number 3, our last round tonight. So once again, this round consists of visual clues. Each clue is an animated GIF from a TV show paying tribute to Star Wars. Name the TV show, all right? So we're looking for you to name the TV show, not the characters, not the actors, but here's number 1. Name the TV show that this scene appeared on. Last few seconds here on clue number 1. On to clue number 2. Name the TV show. And hey, if you dig trivia, make sure you check us out. Facebook at our Catch the Mania page. We're also on YouTube, and we have a live feed on YouTube on our channel there, which is also Catch the Mania. If you are on one of those 2, either like us on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube, please. Thanks. It'll keep you posted on when we're doing more trivia. Let's move on to number 3. Name the TV show. I've grown to love margaritas. Cheers, everybody. Moving on to number 4. Name the TV show represented there. A little tougher. This show only ran 3 seasons, maybe about 10 years ago. Maybe longer ago than that. I'm not sure. What do you say we move on to number 5? Name the show. Once again, we're on this week, Monday and Wednesday. We have a theme night this Saturday. Make sure you check us out. We'll announce more about that on Wednesday night, but it's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We've had people miss trivia before because they're in Central or Pacific and they come an hour late. So 7 p.m. Eastern time. On to number 6. Name the show represented there. Once again, we're in our Spring Fling competition. First night of it, actually. We're going to draw the winner at the end of this month. Everyone has a chance that plays. Keep the same team name. Throughout the month, you'll accumulate points, which gives you a chance to win other prizes. Moving on to number 7. Once again, clue number 7 coming to an end. Take a look at the screen for number 8. Once again, naming the TV show. Not characters, not actors. Name the TV show. With that, that's it for number 8. Take your last look as we move on to number 9. Slowly getting to the end of number 9 as we move on to number 10, which is our last clue tonight. We're going to go through the answers to round 2, followed by the answers to round 3. But here you go. Number 10. And hey, when you're done with your answers to round number 3, remember to hit submit on there. Part of the reason why we have you put your answer sheets in, or your name and email in every round, is twofold. First of all, you get a confirmation email that your answers went through. Secondly, we get the answers after each round. So it gives us a chance to go through and correct those. If we waited till the end to have you submit, we wouldn't get those until the very end of the game. Answers to round 2. Let's see how you did. Rhode Island, answer to number 1. On to number 2, Nairobi. Number 3, Greenpeace Foundation. Don't Make a Wave Committee became Greenpeace. That's Napoleon, the French emperor who was exiled. The Gaza Strip, answer to number 5. Beastie Boys. Adam Yauch, I think you pronounce his last name, was MCA. Oliver North, number 7. Number 8, that was Kent State University up in Ohio. Al Capone, answer to number 9. And on to number 10, we have Margaret Thatcher, of course, the first female prime minister of the UK. With that, let's move on to round number 3 answers. Maybe the 4th be with you. That's 30 Rock, the name of the TV show. Arrested Development, the answer to number 2. Number 3, from Friends, Rachel Green. Chuck, answer to number 4. I used to watch it. The Family Guy, number 5. Number 6, Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb. And on to number 7, that's How I Met Your Mother. Doogie Howser's Grown Up. Scrubs, answer number 8. That's Dwight from The Office. Number 9. And number 10, that's from Robot Chicken. Robot Chicken, the name of the show. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. It is May 4th, Monday, the first Monday, the first night in May of our trivia. We're going to be doing a tournament throughout this month called Spring Fling. Tonight's the first night of it. Every night you play, you get a point for playing. If you come in first, you get 3 points. If you come in second, you get 2 points. If you come in third, you get 1 point. Anyway, basically what a point means is an extra name in the hat. We're going to be drawing the winners at the end of this month. Thanks for joining. We will see you Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. See you then.